All right, today we're diving into some really fascinating research from Kit Brooks and Frederick Nafuco. And it kind of challenges everything we think we know about what makes a business tick. We're going to skip the usual buzzwords and instead uncover this hidden, human-powered engine that really drives the most successful companies out there.
I mean, think about it. We hear so much about cutting-edge tech, brilliant market strategy, all that financial engineering. And look, of course, that stuff's important. But what if the biggest, most powerful competitive advantage isn't something you can just find on a balance sheet? What if it's actually found in the people inside the organization?
Well, according to this research, the secret sauce is this powerful mix of three distinct but deeply connected human elements. And getting these right doesn't just help a little bit, it can literally be the difference between sinking and swimming. So let's break it down, starting with the very foundation. So our first pillar is all about investing in your people. This is the whole world of human resource development, or HRD for short. You can think of it as the foundational system that a company uses to build up and, well, unlock the true potential of its workforce. You know, what's really cool about this definition is the language they use. It's not just about training. It's a process for developing and unleashing human expertise. I love that word, unleashing. The end goal here is totally clear. It's all about improving performance, right across the board. And HRD isn't just one single thing. It's more like a three-part strategy. First, you've got training and development, which is all about building specific skills. Then there's career development, which takes a longer view, looking at a person's growth over time. And finally, you have organization development, which is focused on making the entire system, the whole company, better. It's really about growing people at every single level. Right, and this just nails it. HRD isn't some static department that just sits in a corner office. No, it's a dynamic force inside a company. It's all about creating this constant cycle of learning, which then leads to better performance, which then makes real, positive change possible. It's like a perpetual motion machine for getting better. Okay, so you've invested in HRD. Your people are sharp, they're skilled, they're ready to go. But here's the catch, right? Individual talent is only half the battle. If all those talented people can't actually connect and collaborate with each other, all that amazing potential just gets stuck. And that leads us straight into our second pillar. This is where something called social capital comes into play. The best way to think of it is as the quality of the relationships and the networks between all those skilled people we just talked about. It's like the invisible architecture that lets knowledge and great ideas flow freely through a company. And listen, social capital isn't just about, being friendly with your coworkers. It's a real, tangible resource. It's the actual value that gets created when people take the time and energy to build relationships based on trust and helping each other out. It's the stuff that makes teamwork actually work. And when you have it, the benefits are huge. When social capital is high, things just get done faster, smoother. You don't need a million meetings or these crazy complex approval chains because people genuinely trust each other. This cuts down on costs, it makes coordination way easier, and it builds a more nimble, loyal organization. This quote from Fukuyama just hits the nail on the head. Trust is the currency of social capital. It's that simple. Without it, you can't build those strong networks. But with it, you can create this powerful, unified team that's all pulling in the same direction, and they just function on a whole different level. Okay, so we've got skilled people because of great HRD, and they're all connected through these strong networks of social capital. So we've got the hardware and we've got the network cables all plugged in. But what's the operating system that runs the whole thing? What's that final piece of the puzzle? And that brings us to our third and final pillar, emotional intelligence, or EI. This is the human software that governs all the interactions happening within that network. It's that core ability to understand and manage emotions, not just your own, but everyone else's too. What I love about this definition is just how practical it is. EI is not some fuzzy, feel-good concept. It's a real set of skills you can use to motivate people, to plan things out effectively, and at the end of the day, to actually achieve your goals. It's just intelligence, but applied to the world of emotions. This might be the absolute best way to think about it. If social capital is the network, then emotional intelligence is the lubricant that makes sure all the data, the ideas, the feedback, the collaboration is all flowing smoothly, without any friction. It's what keeps the whole machine from grinding to a halt because of a simple misunderstanding or conflict. And the business case for this, it's undeniable. Research shows that a positive emotional climate, which is fostered by high EI, directly encourages people to work together. On the flip side, toxic emotions like fear or resentment, they will kill innovation stone dead. So it's really no surprise that the best, most effective leaders consistently have very high emotional intelligence. All right, so we have looked at the three pillars on their own: developing people, building networks, and understanding emotions. Now, let's see how they all combine into one single powerful system, because this right here is where the magic really happens. So this first model gives us the basic blueprint. It shows pretty clearly that HRD, social capital, and emotional intelligence are not just operating in their own little silos. Nope, they are constantly influencing each other, and all three of them feed directly into how productive an organization is. It's a clear, interconnected loop. Now, let's zoom in on the more detailed version. Here, you can see that HRD and emotional intelligence are what the researchers call facilitating variables. Basically, they're the active ingredients. And what are they building? They're building up social capital, which is described perfectly here as the glue that holds the organization together. It's that strong, cohesive unit that ultimately delivers a real competitive advantage and way higher productivity. And this is so important to get. This isn't just simple addition, like 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's multiplication. Strong HRD combined with high EI creates this explosion of social capital. Each part amplifies the others, creating a result that is way, way bigger than the sum of its parts. It's a truly dynamic system. So what does all this mean in the real world? Why should leaders and, frankly, any organization really pay attention to this? Well, because this integrated view completely changes what we should be measuring and managing if we actually want to be successful. The researchers make this brilliant distinction. On one hand, you have lagging indicators, things like last quarter's profits. They tell you what's already happened. It's old news, you can't change it. But then you have advancing indicators, things like the strength of your social capital or the emotional intelligence of your teams. These things help you predict what's going to happen. These are the dynamic factors you can actually influence today to shape your success tomorrow.
And this quote just brings it all home. Technology can be copied, strategies can be replicated, but according to Appleby and Marvin, the one thing that is truly a sustainable source of competitive advantage, it's your people. It's their capabilities, their connections, and their commitment. Which leaves us with a final, pretty powerful question to think about. In a world that is obsessed with financial metrics, is your organization focused on the numbers that only tell you where you've been? Or are you investing in the human factors that will actually determine where you're going? Are you measuring what truly matters?